Hi everyone, I'm back. Just that.
God damn it.
No, yeah.
It-
And this, another thing, this episode will go down well because I'm back.
Yeah. Do you know what I only just realised today when I was changing the episode number was that was episode 13. And I'm not superstitious, but there you go. It all went wrong on,
Yeah.
on number 13. So it was wonderful to not have you here. But why did you sabotage Mia's appearance on the show?
So I actually went to your house, changed your settings. Then I flown to Mick's house, changed his settings, and then I went on my trip.
Well, which was conveniently in America,
Yeah.
where Mia lives. Coincidence? I think not. How was the trip, though?
Oh, it was amazing. So before I went to San Francisco, and the week before, it was like storms and floods, and we were like really scared. But the weather was amazing. We didn't catch a single day of rain, so it was really cool. Most of the time I spent working, but after work we always had, because it was like the kickoff party of my company this year, and it was the first time that we met face to face. So every day I had an after party, so I got drunk literally every day.
It's also the best way to travel on work's money, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't spend a cent.
Yeah. I used to make money on work trips because you claim back more on expenses than what you spend on.
What they do is that they give us a card
Okay, like prepaid.
with a budget for the day,
Right.
and it's a super high budget, so
Oh, living it up.
yeah.
Nice.
It was super cool, and I love San Francisco. It's like the third time that I visit, and it's just a great city to be.
I haven't been. So I've been to both coasts, but Boston and Seattle. So maybe someday.
Like Seattle, New York, and even though I already visit Los Angeles, are probably the only three cities that I would like to visit again, because I don't like the US that much.
Well, there's a lot I don't like about it as well.
Yeah, like going around the street is super. I feel super unsafe all the time
Yeah.
because of the like being alone. Okay, when I'm alone, I feel unsafe all the time because you see someone yelling in England or Portugal is just someone yelling. If you see someone yelling in the US,
Yeah.
it might be someone carrying a gun.
Yeah.
So that short, nah,
That
it's
is a shocking problem.
Yeah.
To Europeans, the American state of gun ownership is incomprehensible.
yeah.
But anyway, good things to come from America are the game industry. Yeah, you know now. Yeah, and the movie industry.
That segue! Oh my god, that segue! Yeah, those are two great industries.
No, because today's topic. So we were going to talk about what if movies had photo modes, or what movies would make good photo modes. So, or a game with a photo mode, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter actually if it makes a good game. I don't know if you've thought about that. So what we've done is thought about I've thought of 14 movies.
Oh, I thought of more than three, but what I realized is that most of the movies that I wanted already have like the Batman already has a game.
Yeah.
Any sort of superhero has a game with a photo mode on it. So it was hard to find like a specific movie that I wanted to have a photo mode or to play a game from that movie franchise and that has a photo mode. But I think I found three that are really...
See, I also think I found three. So it is interesting. I had exactly the same thought process because we were thinking, right, what sort of things do you want in a photo mode? What makes a good photo opportunity in a game? And then what kind of movies would make a game with those kind of opportunities? So, and like you said, ones that are not already so Spider-Man, quite obviously already been done. What is there out there that's different?
Has it?
A couple of times, yeah. It's not very popular, I don't think. So, but yeah, I find it difficult to pick the ones that I wanted to discuss the most, actually. So there's more on the list, but that'll be for another part. Like, this can go on and on. We can do the best, best from each decade, best 80s, 90s, 2000s films.
I think we would lose our audience talking about like 70s movies with photo mode.
Well, okay. We'll just start in the 80s then. But anyway. So would you like to start? Would you like to?
I can start.
So we don't know each other's selections yet.
Yeah. Well, I know we discussed one movie while discussing this theme, and that's to stay with me. It's Blade Runner, but the new one.
I knew you were going to say.
And I put it in third because there is already a super popular game, like that kind of fits the aesthetic.
The
cyberpunk, yeah. But it's different. It's so like Blade Runner started the whole thing. And the sequel for me, it improved on everything that the first one did, in terms of story, characters, the settings, the cinematography. Like, yeah, it's just a great movie and the photo mode opportunities, like the neon city, the like you have the desert. I feel like I'm describing cyberpunk.
Well, that's one of the, because I think Blade Runner is a good shout, but it was the similarity. I mean, cyberpunk, like we said, is kind of an inspired thing from Blade Runner. Started certainly in visual medium, that kind of cyberpunk feel. But yeah, I do know what you mean, that it is a bit different, and the cyberpunk game's more of the augmentation stuff, isn't it? There's no replicants as such in there, which is kind of the whole point of
and the noir feel of the Blade Runner
it's
world.
A bit like the Blade Runner sort of falls somewhere between Cyberpunk the game and Detroit. Because Detroit is the game that you would love to see with a photo mode. So imagine something of that kind of caliber, but in the Blade Runner universe. That would be a great photo mode.
I know they did a Blade Runner game recently, but it's a point and click.
Yeah.
So impossible to have a photo mode in there.
Technically, yeah. We're not going to worry about exactly what the photo mode includes, or
includes everything.
It's going to be the best ever. The absolute pick and mix of all of the features that you want.
But like something that would be really cool with two of my choices, I would go linear
as a story game. You mean?
As the story game. I feel like open world games, some of them at least, lack the detail on the setting. They put the detail more on the main characters, but the environment lose. And I really want, if I want a Blade Runner game, I want it to be super detailed and like. Have you played Ep014 3?
Only briefly, but I know what you mean, because the environments in that are really high quality, aren't they? And
that kind of feel. That's what I want from that game.
Yeah. Okay. Because the new Blade Runner is really well lit as well. So that's something, say, in Callisto Protocol, that in-game lighting really carries. So imagine you've got that kind of in-game lighting in the Blade Runner style, and you've got all the neon from the city.
We should be game designers. We should.
Oh, well, that's thinking of an idea is a bit short of designing the game altogether. Just go around pitching, what if? Right, now go make it.
What about yours? Your third pick.
Okay. I'm just wondering which end to start at. So I'm going to start. So I wanted different kind of genres in a way, and one of them had to be sci-fi. This was the one that I struggled to narrow down the most, but I think I settled on the Terminator.
Ooh.
Now, not specifically just the first one's the Terminator, but then Terminator 2, Judgment Day, is like one of the greatest action films in history. But that universe, not only you've got cyborgs and you've got this, future apocalypse and war and everything, but you've got time travel.
Ooh.
So you can have it back in the early you could expand the universe and take advantage of the time travel and go to other locations. So
there are several Terminator games, but none with
a photo mode.
Sure.
There's not been a recent one, I don't think. There's not been a very good one.
There is a new one that is actually Terminator Fall of Man, I think. And they are coming with, and they are doing the RoboCop one too.
So RoboCop was another one that was kind of on my list, but I definitely think
Terminator Resistance from 2019.
Oh, okay.
Does it have a photo mode?
Oh well, if that does, then that voids the entire selection. So surely not. We would have seen it.
Oh my god, I can't.
No, we're gonna say no, it doesn't. But anyway, hypothetically, a new Terminator game, and it doesn't have to be. Would it have to have Schwarzenegger in it? Because it'd look a bit, but it'd look a bit weird, doesn't it? When it's trying to be someone and it's not quite them, and it looks a little bit.
Oh, they could do so many things with. I believe he did Mortal Kombat recently. Schwarzenegger there.
I did not know he's in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And it is actually him voicing, and they even placed Sylvester Stallone as Rambo.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fair play to them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, so we've got him in it now. I don't know if he's the player, but I've not really envisaged what the game's like. I don't know if he's the playable character or whatever, because I want this photo mode to be able to access everybody. I want to spend time with Sarah. So Sarah Connor, she can go from, the young waitress up to the real hard-ass sort of military trained Sarah. You've got John's progression from a rather annoying child, let's be honest, up to being, again, a military leader. You can have the Terminator, both the good and bad ones. There's great character plays there. I want to see the different evolutions of the Terminator as well. So the T-1000 from Terminator 2, the liquid metal guy. Oh my god. So imagine that with full ray tracing on the liquid metal.
Ooh, yeah. Yes.
It's a good choice.
Yes. Like, it's weird that they never gave the rights to Terminator to a AAA studio. It's really weird because they tried to milk that franchise to death.
They've overdone it with the films.
Yeah.
So I actually think Dark Fate is quite good. The newest one.
I never seen it. I gave up with
Genesis.
A couple, before Genesis.
Salvation.
Salvation, yeah.
That's the Christian Bale one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he?
It's such a wasted...
That's it. That's his acting. Okay.
Why would they wasted him? I like him in some movies, not everything that he does, but they wasted him.
It's not the best film, but the Dark Fate's not bad, and it's got Linda Hamilton back in it as Sarah, so it's actually quite good. But yeah, why have they not made one where they just simply went to the inevitable future of sending back the original Terminator that loops to the first film and make it perpetual. That's what the game should do. There you go.
Because that would close the loop.
Exactly.
And they
then you
couldn't
can't make
milk
another.
it anymore.
Yeah. So, anyway.
That's the thing. So, my second choice.
Yes.
There are games in World War One. But I don't think there is a single one with a photo mode. There are camera tools. And my favorite World War One movie is 1917.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
Please see it.
I know of it, but yeah.
Like, it's a great movie. It's like two soldiers with the mission of delivering a letter. I won't spoil anything anymore because
Okay.
it's a great movie. And it's all filmed in a single take.
Nice.
So, and it's practical effects too. So my first thing was Mad Max in here. But there
is one, yeah.
It's been done. So I tried to search for another great movie with a great like cinematography and practical effects, because I love practical effects in movies.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, there is no photo modes in World War One games. There are like Battlefront games and Call of Duty, and normally those don't have photo modes.
Mm-hmm. It's rare in shooters still.
Yeah, because most shooters are Activision, and Activision hates photo modes.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, they don't do photo modes.
Yeah, like how many good first-person shooters are? Well, any actually. How many first-person shooters are there with a good photo mode? Is the right question. Deathloop comes to mind. Doom. Cyberpunk's actually first-person, but the photo mode isn't. So that.
Yeah.
But the game originally was third-person as well, wasn't it? So that.
Yeah. And then a guy came and said, let's put it first person and make it more like GTA. So, yeah.
And terrible.
But imagine a linear game where you follow two soldiers, always interchangeable. And it could even be co-op.
Yeah.
And you have a photo mode. And everything is like God of War, a single take.
Yeah.
That game, I want to play that game.
How would the single take work with co-op though? Because you've got a single take per player, obviously.
Yeah.
but
well, cutscenes might not be co-op.
Yeah.
But that movie, it's one of my favorite movies of recent years. And I really think like a photo mode in World War One would be super cool. Like the vehicles,
the tank alone. Like the original World War One tank is a really iconic vehicle. You've got biplanes, not a lot of them, but you do have biplanes. You have balloons as well, actually, because they used airships, I think, and weather balloons. So yeah, you could have a bit of that. You'd have some flat cannons and things.
Trenches, like
the trenches is the main thing that I was going to come to. Yeah, like that's such a. It's like, I mean, it's 100 years, more than 100 years ago now, and I actually think modern generations, it's becoming so far detached from them that you struggle to believe that it was a real thing. It's actually quite a frightening prospect to imagine being there. So to be able to explore that. And this is something that we touched on once before about whether photo modes are good at conveying death and loss and that kind of thing.
We touched that after the last episode, so we never mentioned it on the show.
Spoilers,
so yeah.
But that would be a really good environment to try and explore that.
Yeah,
it's a good shout actually. I was kind of thinking of war films, and I didn't. Still, Private Ryan was kind of the one that came to mind, but I thought
I don't like it.
I mean, I like it.
I don't think it aged that well.
Really?
Compared to other war movies. I don't know.
It's better than Dunkirk.
I like recent cinema. I tried to watch Dunkirk on the plane.
Yeah.
I never watched Dunkirk, and between episodes we were talking about Nolan when we were discussing this episode. So I went to the plane and thought, well, okay, I will watch a Nolan movie that I never watched. Thinking about this episode, if I would pick, then no. I gave it half a movie before I quit.
You didn't really miss out on much, to be honest. It wasn't good. But yeah, I mean, it's actually shot reasonably well, apart from some of the bits where they're trying to force in the on plane shots didn't really fit in very well. But the rest
because they again, Nolan has something against CGI, and it was actually filmed on World War One planes and whatever. So yeah,
it just one of those that didn't quite work. But that overall though, it's definitely a good setting. That's World War II, obviously, but wars, the Great Wars, whichever. Yeah, good one. So that's 3 down already. I'm flying through these.
Yeah, we might make it under an hour.
Yes, okay. And if we need to fill, I've got another 11 on the standby anyway. But my second one. Now you said. Now this might surprise you because this is a DC character. Yeah, and I famously don't like superheroes. It's not really a superhero. Constantine.
Ooh, yes. Please, yes.
Constantine is a fantastic movie. It's the only film I own on UMD. Do you remember the UMD from the PSP? The little...
Ooh, yeah.
I've got Constantine on UMD.
I remember there was a package like with PlayStation, like if you bought a PlayStation Portable, that and Blade 2, I think, or Blade 3 and a game. I think it was like a bundle.
I didn't get that. I imported a PSP from Japan. Mine is a Japanese PSP 1000 in Japanese menus, which was really difficult to use.
Yeah.
I was trying to play Ridge Racer and work out what am I pressing here?
Why do you do that?
Because it came out 6 months earlier in Japan than it did over here.
Okay.
So I imported one so I could have it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Still got it. But yeah, Constantine.
Mine broke.
Oh, that's a shame. I had 2. I had a UK one as well, but I've still got the original. But yeah, it's a DC. He is a DC character, but the movie, I just think so. It's Keanu Reeves. Actually, it's sort of because I think we both thought maybe The Matrix would be a great idea.
No.
The Matrix is still a great idea, actually, because that recent tech demo kind of doesn't count.
Doesn't it?
Well,
that's why I didn't include it.
That same, it's kind of half there, but it's not really a full-on Matrix game, is it? You don't get the full Matrix experience.
It has a photo mode.
I know that, but it's mostly just a city after a sequence. But that's why we didn't do that. But then I prefer Constantine anyway. It's one of my favorite films, actually. But besides,
a sequel is coming out with Keanu Reeves.
I can't wait. I'll be going to watch that. But it's also got you've got this kind of, what would you call it, supernatural element of between the heaven and hell realms and whatnot.
Their rendition of hell is so
magnificent, cool.
Like being exactly like our world, but decaying,
on fire, destroyed. It's a little bit like the sort of future apocalypse, but amped up even more. The creatures that are in there with the kind of split off heads and whatnot, but also it's the best portrayal of Lucifer in anything. So Peter Stormare in his Lucifer in the white suit with all the oil dripping off him. Yeah. What a character. And him and Angel Gabriel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm watching that movie again.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again. I might watch it on the PSP, you know.
I haven't watched that movie in so long. I went to cinema with my friends, watched that movie, and I wasn't old enough to watch that movie, so we bought a ticket to another movie, and
wait, in the other screen. Okay. Yeah. As you do. But I would love, and now I guess that would be best suited as a linear story game.
Is there the game? Is there an adaptation of
Don't
that
start
movie?
with it. Are you going to do this for every suggestion? Oh, there's already one.
Oh no! Because I'm curious because that movie.
There's a TV series.
There is the TV series is also really good. The guy that plays Constantine it's cool. It's not fantastic, but it's cool. Yeah, there is a game adaptation of that movie for PC.
Okay. When was that out?
Oh,
Just closed it.
I closed
Okay.
it.
I'll have a look at it. But yeah, there isn't a photo mod.
Of course, but oh my god, that movie is so cool. Like I can imagine like the close-ups to the demons.
Yeah.
To
Exactly. And this isn't just a point about this, but this is in all games. I always want more time with like a lot of the enemy characters and things. Like say Odin, for example. I want more opportunities with those significant characters because you don't get them. You get them in cutscenes a little bit, and
yeah.
I'd like maybe just
Odin is a great character that you only get to shoot him while
in the battle
battling,
or
yeah.
in his study, I guess.
But even in his study, it's very limited.
Yeah.
Like you have like a 10-second window.
Yeah,
And
he's
then
not
he
doing very much.
Yeah, and then he calls the birds and goes off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not the best character, or he's too far away, and the photo mode has a really limited
and
camera.
Can't go over his desk because
Yeah.
But there you go. So
That's a
Terminator,
great shout.
Constantine, bit of destruction and apocalypse.
You
in both
clearly
of those.
like your action movies.
The third one is different, very different actually.
I think the third one, for me, it's actually the most different of my choices too. So, have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Tarantino?
No.
That one.
Oh.
It's not even like, it's not an action game. It's nothing like spectacular. But aesthetics alone, 70s LA. With all the cars, the vehicles, the glamour, and even Hollywood in the 70s. There is a section with Bruce Lee. Like, just that would be like really cool to take photos of. Like 70s LA, like focus on Hollywood and the stardom. It would be really cool to.
That's a good shout. I haven't seen that, but it definitely looks. I mean, the 70s style. I mean, you started off this by saying we would lose subscribers by going for movies from the 70s.
Movies from the 70s. That's a movie from. That's a recent movie.
They would automatically have that style as well because it was period.
Yeah, but the thing about that movie is that it's so vibrant. Like everything is so vibrant. Like I really want. Like, I couldn't find a single game that takes place on that period with a photo mode.
Again, Deathloop's probably the closest to it because some of the costumes kind of are. The guy can have the big mustache and the leather jacket and stuff, and there is a lot of the orange, and some of the. It's a bit 60s, 70s. It's like 60s sci-fi.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
So yeah,
it's like the future vision from back then. But yeah, the 70s cool. It is an excellent. That's a really extra. Like this is what I want: is more genres of stuff, more more interesting things to take pictures of.
Yeah, my last, and I think it was my last stream. Someone was on the chat asking if I only take photos of third-person adventure games, and I'm like. They are mostly either that or racing are the ones that have photo modes, and I like 2 racing franchises.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. So, what kind of
open world?
That would be an open world.
One, yeah, like I know you're not the biggest fan of GTA, but that would be a great like GTA Vice City kind of thing. Like just put a GTA game in the 70s with focus on Hollywood and the movie industry of that time. I would play the heck out of that game, and I would take so many shots. Like, give me control over day, like time of day, and weather, like Ghost of Tsushima, and I promise you I will never post another game ever again.
So full open world city, fully populated city. So you've gone for two city. You've got a sort of, well, the Blade Runner futuristic city, and then a retro city.
Yeah.
I've got two destroyed worlds themes each year. Yeah, I do like that. I mean, I like the cars and stuff as well from the period.
The vehicles, the vehicles and the colors was the thing that sold me on this last one.
Yeah, I would love actually if you did have a game like that, because I think the fashion is quite a big factor from the 70s. Yeah. So you would want probably something with lighting setup. So you could just do real like retro fashion shoots. So you want loads of costumes.
Yes.
And nice and really flexible. You can change the costume in the photo mode. Posing. Oh, total aside, but I've been playing Sable. Have you seen it? It's just like the sort of 2D cartoon, like drawn style.
Yeah, it's like a comic book style, like
it's very similar to Manifold Garden. Yeah, but flat. And in that, the character Sable has like 52 poses, but they're fully animated. So you scrub. They're basically the idle animation. It's not a pose. It gives you the idle. Like there's 52 idle, or even swimming, walking, etc. And you can scrub the full animation back and forward. So that is now like my go-to feature request. Everything should have that. So your idea here, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, all the costumes and scrubbable idle animations forward and backwards. It's so good.
I have to play that.
That
sounds really interesting.
It's not the animation that's going on at the time. Like what Grounded can do is scrub the actual animation of the game. This just switches to it, and you've got however many frames that they've animated. You can just go through them as a pose. So there's 52 poses, each with 100 frames or whatever.
How wonderful. Hard can that be in in any other game? Like it shouldn't be that hard to put the idle animations on the photo mode, and
it just calls it up and makes the character do it. It's just when someone thinks of it, you're like, wow, why isn't everybody doing that? So there you go, open world game in the 70s with the outfits and that scrubbable animation. Good photo.
And I would put Brad Pitt as the main character.
Okay. Because he is in the film, and get that, yeah.
Yeah, but he is not the main. I think the main character is. It's splitting hairs, but it's mainly Leo. But he stole the show, like Brad Pitt stole the show, as he does.
This is the thing. With the photo mode, it shouldn't have to matter who's the main character, as long as you've got access to them often enough. And you obviously want them all to be of comparable, quality, the actual level of detail on the model. But yeah, because that's one problem. People focus on the playable character too much, and that's, I guess, partly because the photo mode makes you do that by always being close to them, I guess.
And some games, like I can think of Spider-Man, the NPCs on the street.
Yeah, they're not the same.
They
quality.
are not okay. No. Yeah.
Which is understandable.
But then you have Horizon, Forbidden West, and the NPCs in the settlements, they are smaller, but their quality is really good. you mostly can't go on the photo mode during the settlement sections.
At all, can you?
Yeah, if you stand like right in the
On the boundary to it.
in the boundary to
Yeah.
it, you can like get a close up of the guards, and those are cool to like get.
Yeah.
And then there are some roaming around. I can remember one in the swamp area that has people walking around the settlement, like farming stuff, and you can get some really cool pictures of them.
Yeah. Because that's kind of the outskirts. But
Yeah.
it's a strange limitation, that one, which I don't actually understand.
I want that game on PC so I can like figure out.
Yeah.
Wait, Forbidden West isn't, but
Zero Dawn is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. the answer
did
to
it have the same
I don't know. I've
limitation?
not tried it.
Huh.
Good question. Let us know in the
But
comments.
on PC, yeah, but on PC that would be cool to see. Like if, like, does the world disappear and they don't want you to see what happens inside the settlements?
I doubt it. You never know. Yeah.
Your last one.
My last one. So I saved this to last, and this is the one that I'm not sure if you will know the film or not. But it's The Fall. Have you seen it? It's
The
actually,
name sounds familiar, but
it's by an
too
Indian
generic.
director called Tarsem Singh. So I think it was a music video director before this. But it's essentially, it's set in like a pre-war hospital, and there's a guy in there and a little girl who's had a fall and she's broke her arm, and he's telling her a story. Now it turns out that the story's like a bit of a trick to try and get her to steal some medication because I think he wants to kill himself to get out of the place. But the story is visualized in the film, and it's this really vibrant. It was shot across something crazy like 28 different countries, and there's all these 5 characters, and they're all, you're on about vibrancy. This looks amazing. Like the actual visual style of it is fantastic. It's a little bit Assassin's Creed in parts, but it's really ornate, really colourful.
That sounds amazing.
It looks
like
so good,
the
doesn't
only
it?
thing that comes up is a 2022 movie.
No, it's
20
from 2006.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I see. This is
I
why
found it. I found it.
I'm linking you a trailer there. We anticipated that one or both of us would not know all of the films that we were suggesting here, and I thought that I would struggle because I don't.
I didn't know
that
this
many.
movie.
It's really hard to find. It doesn't seem to be on anything. I don't own it. I used to have it, I think, on a legitimate copy, which I no longer have. But I want it. And like, just go and look. If you don't know the film yourself, go and look for The Fall 2006 and watch the trailer and imagine that visual style with a photo mode. Some of the shots in there's just fantastic shots. There's one of like this, and like all the steps, like the endless steps, like the Escher style steps.
Yeah.
And they've got all of the people just marching up the steps in unison, and the shots are amazing. They just look fantastic, and it's like, this is what I want. It's so good. the story itself's okay. Like, it's basically it's just him telling a tale to the girl and trying to trick her into doing something. But like, one of the characters is like a highwayman. So in fact, the girl dresses up as a little highwayman. She's got the mask on and everything. So you've got, again, the adult and child combo, a bit like in Plague Tale. That's always popular.
Yeah.
But all of those, the costumes are amazing in it, and
I will watch. So there is a lot of homework to do. I will watch all of these movies.
Yeah.
But that sounds amazing. That sounds really cool. And I like the main actor, Lee Pace.
Good.
Yeah.
That's always a bonus. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's probably, in terms of the visual potential, he's probably the least interesting thing in that. But even the scenes in the old hospital, it's not quite an asylum, obviously, But you could still do a little bit of exploration of that, of the old hospital beds and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go to all of these vibrant, and they're like really sunny, a lot of the locations in it, so the lighting is so crystal clear, and I'd want that translated across, this wonderfully, like in other open world games where you go to certain areas because they're better lit.
Yeah.
And the whole film's kind of like that, in this perfect light. So yeah, I just would really enjoy exploring that. And
you realize that of all the movies that we spoke, that is the least likely to happen.
oh yeah, of course. All right, but let's say as another possibility then is a new game that is a similar visual style to that.
Okay. Okay.
As a caveat to. Yeah.
That's great. Nice save.
You can call it The Trip. That works two ways as well, because it can be a journey or a fall.
Are we going to the jokes territory right now?
You could do. So there was a joke got lost last week because it was corrupted. So one has been told and disappeared into the
There
abyss.
was another.
So I don't know whether to tell it again or let it go. I can do another one as well. Do you want? You can have the one that was lost. It was actually sent to me by Cynthia, and it was why?
Wait. You have people sending you jokes now.
Suggesting jokes. Yeah, this is how popular this is. Anyway.
I feel like the virtual photography community is working against me right now.
As well they should. So, why can pirates not finish the alphabet? Because
they get stuck in R.
I thought that. They get lost at sea.
Ah!
So, I thought it'd be something to do with R as well, actually. Yeah. So, anyway.
It works both ways, I guess.
It could do, yeah. I'll give you another one. Don't try and guess them, though. That you're not allowed to try and guess them.
Okay.
So, why can you not tell jokes to eggs? It cracks them up.
Yeah. I for sure thought you would say you always have to explain them.
Oh, no. No, that wasn't the yolk.
Okay.
Live
Okay.
comedy right here. When's the tour date start?
Oh, we have to first record a live one, in-person episode of this podcast, and then this all works. This chemistry works on camera. We have no idea how this chemistry works in person.
Absolutely. We just all could be a disaster, and all of a sudden, I hate you.
or the files get corrupted.
That can happen. It's unavoidable sometimes.
As long as I'm here, that won't happen.
Fingers crossed.
It will be so funny if this episode.
No, it won't. I don't like losing
this
it. Yeah. Do you have back on the movies? Do you have any others that nearly made the list, but was a reason why you didn't?
Okay, kinda. Do you know The Road?
Yeah.
That one, but it's too similar to The Last of Us.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, it is a bit.
So yeah. So I decided not to go that route, and also it's too empty. Like there, most of the movie is just two characters
Yeah.
and
Well,
the world.
that can work though, because so I don't know if you played 35mm. It's a little Russian game, and it's about a camera, hence the 35mm. Well, it's about the guy's journey, but he has a camera as part of the game, and that's very similar. It's a very kind of Siberian abandoned areas, but you start to really get into that, and you know you're telling a story of abandonment, and it can work. So it doesn't always have to be a highly populated place to get good, interesting shots.
Even doing the road and having so I make a distinction of photo modes and camera modes. So camera modes are basically when they give you
Like an in-game
a phone
camera.
or yeah. If they give you a good camera, a game like The Road, where it's just a journey and you get to take snaps of the locations, if you get control of that camera as you do in real life, that could work, and it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, but you can still use a photo mode in that way,
Yeah,
as long as it's not
I know.
an orbit
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but I like the idea of trying to blend photo mode into gameplay somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's happening more and more actually.
Yeah.
There's quite a few games using photography as a game mechanic, or even just as a sort of side tool for the characters.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What about your other 11?
So okay, I'm not going to do the whole 11. One though that it always comes to mind if I'm ever thinking of a kind of a movie list, it automatically crops up, just because it's one of the greatest movies ever made. It simply is, and it's Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is amazing in pound for pound, fantastic film. You can't
The
fault
first
it.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
first
proper
one is
it's so good. And I was like,
the only one that should ever existed. Yeah.
yeah. The rest are an absolute shadow of it. But that first one, and it still looks good now because it's not relying on bad CGI. You know, it's animatronics and puppets.
You
and things.
didn't include it because of evolution.
No,
Jurassic Park Evolution has a photo.
Yeah, it wasn't
one
just
and two.
that. Partly, but yeah, I just thought there was less. It's a really fantastic film, and I thought it's interesting, I guess, to take pictures of dinosaurs, but you see very few. You think of how people use photo mods now. Wildlife shots are quite few and far between, because once you've taken a picture of that fox, every fox looks like that fox, because they don't have
and
the
there is
same.
no level of care in general, animations, details, etc.
Yeah, but let's imagine that the dinosaurs in that were like top notch. So, but still, they don't have much personality to them. Is the downside, because they're just big lizards.
Yeah, but I can see like a sequence of a T-Rex chasing you, like the photos that you could take. Yeah, would be really cool.
You could do that in Horizon with the machine, but
it's a bit different.
Often.
But
it
yeah.
is, but
I struggle taking photos of the Thunderjaw because I don't think. Okay, how can I say this without everyone hating me? I don't like the Thunderjaw. I don't think they look like T-Rexes. They don't have a face. The other machines have a face.
The face is the thing.
They don't have a face. They have glowing lanterns, and that's it.
Quite a few of the machines struggle for recognition in that way. I need to go back and do the Mechanical Portraits series that I started in Zero Dawn, and I never properly completed that. But you end up trying to fully silhouette the machine just so that it's recognizable, because if it's too sort of cropped on it, you kind of like, I can't tell what's going on there. That's the big downfall there. Whereas a real T-Rex, like the shot of the eye through the window,
Yeah.
that works clearly.
Yeah.
So bonus.
When God of War on PC came out, I saw a lot of people, me myself included, but I never posted the World Serpent coming out
Yeah.
of the, and you get the eye, and I
Yeah.
saw a lot of people like trying with different angles and etc. But that shot that they put in there, it's just
That's
perfect.
already the right shot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's a problem.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you let us know in the comments which your favorite, not just your favorite films, but films that you would like to see with a photo mode. Like imagining that it was a game, what do you think would work well with a photo mode? What film would you like to have a photo mode to take pictures of? Let us know, and let us know if you liked our suggestions. And I guess whether you would like more of this, because I think I'd like to visit different eras and TV series.
TV series is a great one. If this episode does well, we are definitely doing a TV series one.
Yeah, we'll do that. Not next week, but we'll do it down the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That's the episode.
That's it.
And this one went well. Bye.